Imagine stepping into the life of Keanu Reeves, not just watching him on screen, not just reading about him, not scrolling through headlines, but being him, feeling what he feels, walking where he walks, seeing the world through his eyes. You are about to experience a calm, immersive story, a journey into his world and his life. Before we continue, make this experience even better. Subscribe to Calm Celebrity, hit the like button, share this video, and comment below. Which celebrity should we imagine next? Your choice could be the next story we create. Take a deep breath, relax, and step into his shoes. The air is quiet, yet full of energy. You step onto the set, feeling the soft hum of life around you. It's like walking into a world that exists both in motion and in stillness. The lights above glow faintly, casting long shadows across the concrete floor. Somewhere in the distance, the smell of coffee drifts from the catering table. It mixes with the metallic tang of camera rigs and equipment. You inhale slowly, letting each breath anchor you in this moment. You are Keanu Reeves. This is your world. Off to your right, a director adjusts a camera lens, squinting slightly under the soft light. A crew member whispers, "Keanu, you ready?" You nod softly, though no one notices. You don't need anyone to notice. The moment is yours. You feel the leather of your jacket under your fingers, the subtle weight of your costume. You breathe in. You are present. Walking across the set, your shoes tap lightly against the polished floor. You notice the cables snaking across the ground, the microphone boom hovering above, waiting. Every small detail matters. The tilt of a light, the whir of a camera, the faint vibration in the floor. You pause at a corner, looking down the empty hallway that will soon become a stage of tension. In your mind, the scene is already alive. Every movement, every pause, every glance is mapped out. You whisper softly, "I am not acting. I am living this moment." Every detail matters. The lights flicker, then settle into a steady glow. A camera hums quietly into position. Time seems to slow. Camera rolling in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Action, the director calls, softly but with precision. You begin to move. The hallway stretches endlessly before you, alive with the pulse of the story. Your steps are deliberate, gliding almost effortlessly. You imagine the bullets flying past, not with fear, but with complete awareness. You are not reacting, you are existing, fully present, fully focused. Your hand brushes against the railing. The texture grounds you. A faint reflection of light glints on the floor, stretching like a river along your path. You whisper to yourself, "I am ready, I am calm, I am present." A crew member steps forward, adjusting a prop silently. The director calls softly, "Keanu, perfect." That's exactly it. You feel a quiet smile tug at the corners of your lips. Not pride, but satisfaction. The story is alive because you are alive in it. You tilt your head slightly, glancing at a doorway. A subtle movement, almost invisible to the untrained eye, but intentional. Your body shifts. Your center of gravity aligns. Every muscle is engaged, not tense, just precise. You speak softly, almost to yourself. "I feel it. I am it. I live it." From the other side of the set, a co-actor whispers a line you know is coming, just a few beats ahead. "Neo, they're here." You respond internally, aligning your thought, your movement, your presence. Then I move. The scene evolves. Shadows stretch differently. The air feels heavier. The floor hums faintly under your shoes. Every detail, from the tilt of a camera to the subtle creak of a floorboard, becomes part of the story. Cut for a moment, the director says softly, and the lights dim slightly. You pause, letting the calm of your body settle. You step back, but the serenity remains. You are still Keanu Reeves, still present, still grounded. You move to a quiet corner of the set, gently stretching your arms, releasing tension from your shoulders. A faint smile forms. You close your eyes briefly, savoring the rhythm of your own breathing. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. The moment is yours. A crew member approaches quietly, carrying a cup of tea. Want some? Yes. Thank you, you say softly. The warmth of the cup grounds you further. You sip slowly, tasting the calm, the quiet, the smallness of the moment. Even in a world of action and intensity, there is peace in the little things. Returning to your position, you notice the subtle hum of life around you. Lights adjusting, cables shifting, faint footsteps, whispers of dialogue. Each sound is a thread in the fabric of the story, and you are the loom, weaving it into motion. The scene resumes. Your movements are fluid, precise. A glance here, a shift there, a pause filled with intention. You feel every heartbeat, every breath. You are the character, fully embodied. You are Keanu. You whisper softly, I am calm. I am focused. I am present. A stunt coordinator signals from the side. Take it slow on the next move. Remember precision. You nod. I am ready. The words are almost like a meditation. Every gesture becomes deliberate. Every step is a statement of presence. The director smiles faintly. That's perfect, Keanu. Keep moving like that. Every second counts. You exhale softly, feeling the tension in your body release. This is not about performance, not about recognition, not about applause. This is about being fully alive in the moment. The hallway bends around you. Shadows stretch and dance. Every detail is alive. Every reflection, every faint sound, every subtle movement matters. The character breathes through you, alive with intention. You feel the rhythm of the story echoing through your own pulse. Cut. That was perfect, the director says again. You exhale slowly, feeling the calm of your body. You step back, letting the moment linger. You are Keanu Reeves. You are present. You are grounded. Walking across the set, you notice details you missed before. The faint scuff on the floor, the tilt of a light, the hum of a monitor. Each detail is meaningful. You whisper softly, everything matters if I notice it. Every moment is alive if I am present. The day stretches ahead. Scenes will continue. Lines will be spoken. Stunts performed. Cameras rolling. But in this first, perfect moment, you have discovered something beyond work, fame, or performance. Presence, calm, and awareness. You move toward a quiet corner, stretching slowly. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. The rhythm of your breath is your anchor. You are fully here. A faint smile forms. You whisper softly, I am Keanu. I am present. I am alive. In that instant, the scene, the story, the set, and your heartbeat merge into one. You are not acting. You are existing. Feeling, calm, grounded, free. And now remember this. You are Keanu Reeves. Feel the calm, the focus, the gentle awareness of your own heartbeat. You are present. You are grounded. Every step you take, every breath you draw, Every glance you give is full of quiet power and serene purpose. Let the world move around you, and let yourself move within it. Calm, centered, alive. You carry this peace with you, and it is yours to keep, to savor, to live. After the intensity of filming a scene, you find yourself in a quiet dojo. This is your space now, calm, focused, alive. Here, there are no cameras, no scripts, no pressure. Just you, your body, and the art of movement. Today, you are Keanu Reeves, practicing the martial arts that have shaped your discipline, performances, and mindset. The room smells faintly of polished wood and the subtle tang of sweat. Light filters softly through high windows, painting long shadows across the floor. Mats line the center, inviting you to step onto them. You take a deep breath, feeling the firmness beneath your feet, grounding you. You whisper softly, "I am present. I am focused. I am calm." The world slows. Every muscle in your body becomes aware of itself. Your shoulders loosen, your legs stretch, and your spine aligns naturally. You feel each breath as it travels through your body. Each inhalation a wave of energy. Each exhale a release of tension. A martial arts instructor stands nearby, quietly observing. "Remember, strength comes from control," he says softly, his voice barely louder than a whisper, yet full of authority. You nod, focusing. Control, not force. Flow, not tension. The words echo in your mind, reminding you that martial arts is as much about mental discipline as physical skill. You begin with stretches, slow and deliberate. Arms reach high, then fold gracefully. Legs extend, muscles waking with each movement. You feel the subtle warmth building, your body preparing itself. Feel every joint, every tendon. Connect with yourself, you whisper under your breath. The instructor steps closer, demonstrating a series of slow, flowing movements. Visualize each strike, each block. It is not the speed, it is the intention behind it. You mimic the movements carefully. Hands cut through the air, elbows bend, knees pivot. Every gesture is purposeful. A faint smile crosses your face. The room is silent except for the subtle sound of breath, the tap of your feet, the whisper of clothing moving against skin. You practice a sequence slowly, feeling the rhythm of your own heartbeat sync with the rhythm of motion. Each strike is deliberate, each pivot measured. You imagine the characters you have played, the fights that thrilled audiences worldwide. Yet here, in the quiet dojo, there is no rush, no danger, only you, only presence. Again, the instructor whispers. You repeat the sequence, smoother this time. Your movements become fluid, almost as if the room itself guides your body. Air brushes past your fingers. Your feet land softly. Every step, every gesture is a meditation in motion. You pause, crouching lightly. It's not about speed, it's about awareness. Being in the moment, you murmur to yourself. The instructor nods. Exactly. Mastery is not in the moves themselves, but in understanding yourself through them. You move to another sequence, imagining scenarios from films, choreographed fights that thrilled audiences. But here it is different. Here it is calm. It is intentional. Each movement carries meaning. You whisper again, discipline, patience, focus. Sweat begins to form along your brow, but it is not discomfort. It is the body responding, a gentle reminder of your presence. You feel your muscles flex and stretch, your balance adjusting subtly. Every pivot, every step, every strike connects to your core. You are aware of your body as if seeing it from within, each motion a bridge between mind and flesh. Perfect, the instructor says softly, standing back. Now flow from one form to another. Do not stop between movements. Let the rhythm guide you. You nod. Flow, like water. Your arms move in a circle. Your legs pivot. Your body twisting with gentle precision. Every motion is smooth, continuous. You feel alive, focused, fully present. A faint breeze drifts through the high windows, brushing against your skin. You inhale deeply, letting the air fill your lungs. Exhale. Tension releases. You are calm. You are aware. You are grounded. You shift to a stance for kicks, legs extending and retracting with careful control. Each pivot aligns your spine. Each strike is measured. You feel the power in your legs, the control in your core. It's not about showing strength. It's about understanding it, you whisper. The instructor steps forward quietly. Now combine your forms with controlled breathing. Let your body guide your mind. You nod, breathing slowly, flowing through the movements. Inhale, exhale. Strike, pivot, block, rotate. Each gesture becomes part of a larger meditation, a rhythm between movement and stillness. You notice the subtle sounds of the dojo, the faint tap of a foot, the soft shift of a mat, the whispered instruction of the teacher. These sounds are part of the experience, part of the focus. They anchor you. They remind you that presence is everything. You move into a final form, hands extended, feet planted firmly. Your body feels light and grounded at the same time. The energy in the room feels alive, almost tangible. You whisper softly, "This is balance." Strength and calm together, control and flow. Time seems to stretch. Sunlight moves slowly across the high windows, painting golden shapes on the polished mats. You feel connected to your body, to your discipline, to the quiet power of motion. You finish the final form, standing still in the center, hands relaxed at your sides, eyes soft, breathing deep and slow. I am present. I am grounded. I am calm, you whisper. The words feel like a soft mantra, echoing in the room around you. The instructor nods faintly, stepping back. Good. That is the essence of mastery. Remember, it is in subtlety, in awareness, in the quiet connection between mind and body. You leave the mat slowly, barefoot, feeling the warmth of the wood beneath your feet. The dojo feels alive with the energy you carried into it. You feel refreshed, centered, serene. You are disciplined. You are focused. You are alive. And as you step out of the dojo, you carry this calm with you. Every movement, every thought, every breath remains intentional. You are Keanu Reeves. You are disciplined, strong, and serene. The day continues, flowing gently onward, filled with focus, calm, and quiet presence. You pause by the doorway, closing your eyes briefly and whisper softly, "I am Keanu Reeves." Present, aware, alive. A smile touches your lips. This moment, this calm, is yours to carry forward into the rest of the day. After a morning of filming and intense focus, you step out of the studio and find yourself in a quiet, small cafe. This is your pause, a moment between scenes, between scripts, between demands. Here, there are no cameras rolling, no lights glaring, no crew waiting. Just you, a cup of tea, and the subtle hum of the world outside. Today, you are Keanu Reeves, taking a humble, reflective pause in the midst of a busy day. The bell above the cafe door jingles softly as you enter. The scent of fresh bread, roasted coffee beans, and warm pastries fills the air. The wooden floorboards creak gently under your shoes, and sunlight streams through tall windows, illuminating tiny motes of dust dancing lazily in the morning light. The room feels cozy, alive, yet calm, a perfect sanctuary from the day's work. "Good morning, Keanu," the barista says with a friendly smile, recognizing your quiet presence. "The usual?" "Yes," you reply softly, your voice calm, almost meditative, and a quiet moment to breathe. You slide into a small corner table, the chair creaking lightly under your weight. A soft exhale escapes you as you settle in, feeling the warmth of the morning light spill across the table. The cup of tea arrives moments later, steaming gently, its aroma a quiet comfort. You lift it carefully, inhaling the warmth and letting it center your thoughts. The cafe is not crowded yet. A few patrons sit quietly, sipping their drinks, reading newspapers, or tapping gently on laptops. Outside, the city begins to stir. Distant traffic hums faintly, a bicycle bell rings, and the murmur of pedestrians carries softly through the open window. The world is moving, yet here, in this little cafe, time slows. You take your first sip of tea, the warmth spreading through your chest, grounding you. You feel the gentle rise and fall of your shoulders, the subtle awareness of your hands holding the cup. Every small sensation is amplified, a quiet reminder of presence. Watching the people outside, you notice details others might overlook. The way a young woman ties her scarf, the faint rhythm of someone jogging, the sunlight reflecting off a puddle from last night's rain. "There's a story in every moment," you whisper quietly. "If I notice it, if I am present, I can feel it." The barista returns, placing a small pastry on your table. "Thought you might like a little something while you relax," she says softly. You nod gently, smiling. "Thank you. It's perfect." Your fingers brush the plate lightly as you pick up the pastry. You take a small bite, savoring the texture and taste. It is ordinary yet extraordinary in its simplicity, a quiet luxury of the day. Your mind drifts back to the morning's shoot. The lights, the cameras, the choreography. There was intensity there, but now, in this humble cafe, all of that feels distant. You realize that these small pauses, these quiet moments, are what sustain you. They remind you why you love what you do. Not for the fame, not for the applause, but for the presence and experience of being alive. A patron nearby chuckles softly at something on their phone, and you can't help but smile faintly. Life moves around you in all its ordinary beauty, and yet it doesn't disturb your calm. You are both part of it and apart from it, observing, feeling, experiencing. The barista wipes the counter silently, glancing at you occasionally with quiet curiosity. "Everything okay?" she asks softly, as if checking in on your quiet ritual. "Yes, everything is perfect," you reply, your voice soft, grounded. Just taking it in. You sip your tea again, noticing the warmth, the aroma, the steam rising slowly into the air. Each breath becomes a meditation. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. You feel your chest expand and contract with a slow, deliberate rhythm, anchoring you fully in the present. A subtle sound of a bicycle passing outside catches your attention. You notice the delicate interplay of light and shadow on the street, The reflections in shop windows, the gentle sway of trees in a soft morning breeze. Each detail becomes part of your awareness, part of this quiet meditation. You take a moment to observe the people around you. The young couple sharing whispered conversation, the older man reading a newspaper with a faint smile, the barista polishing glasses behind the counter. Each life, each presence, is unique, yet connected by the rhythm of this small, shared space. You lean back in your chair slightly, closing your eyes for a brief moment. Your hands rest lightly on the table. Thoughts drift, but you let them float away, returning always to the sensation of presence. The warmth of the cup, the taste of tea, the quiet sounds, the gentle movements around you. After a while, you pull out a small notebook from your coat pocket. With a pen in hand, you begin to write quietly. Notes about the morning, reflections on the day, small insights about life and work. The words flow naturally, unhurried. Writing becomes another form of meditation, a gentle way to capture the calm and awareness you feel. Focus, observe, feel, you whisper to yourself as you write. The pen moves softly across the paper, each stroke deliberate, grounded. You are creating something small, personal, meaningful. A faint laugh from a nearby table draws your attention, and you can't help but smile softly. These small interactions, these ordinary moments, are what make life rich and present. You sip your tea again, noticing the gentle warmth spread through your hands and chest. The sunlight has shifted slightly, painting golden highlights across the table. Dust motes dance lazily in the beams of light. You notice them and feel a quiet joy in the simplicity of the moment. The day's work will continue soon. Cameras will roll again. But this small pause, is yours. You close your notebook gently, folding it and placing it back in your coat pocket. A soft exhale escapes you, releasing any lingering tension. You notice the rise and fall of your chest, the subtle sounds around you, the warmth of your teacup cooling slowly in your hands. You are grounded, you whisper internally. You are calm, you are aware. The barista glances your way once more, a small smile playing at the corners of her lips. You return it faintly, a silent acknowledgement of the shared, quiet humanity in this space. You stand slowly, feeling the solid connection of your feet to the floor. The chair creaks softly as you move, but you are unhurried. You take a deep, deliberate breath, letting the calm of this space fill your body and mind. And now you step outside the cafe, carrying this serenity with you. You feel the warmth of the sun, the gentle touch of the breeze, the rhythm of the street beneath your feet. You are Keanu Reeves, grounded, humble, present, and fully alive. Each moment you carry from here is infused with calm, awareness, and quiet joy. The world continues, but you move through it with intention, mindfulness, and peace. This pause, this small sanctuary, is a gift you carry into every scene, every day, and every interaction. The city is quiet, blanketed in the gentle light of early morning. You step out onto an empty street, the pavement smooth and waiting. The air is crisp, carrying the subtle scent of dew and asphalt warmed by the faint hint of sunrise. You feel the board beneath your feet, solid yet responsive, and the first gust of wind brushes against your skin like a whispered invitation. Freedom in motion, you murmur softly to yourself, letting the words sink in. Every street tells a story. Your feet find their balance on the deck. You push off gently, rolling forward, and the street stretches endlessly ahead. The sound of wheels humming against the pavement is faint, melodic, a soft rhythm that matches the beat of your own heart. Each push is deliberate, each glide smooth. You inhale deeply, filling your lungs with the crisp morning air. Exhale slowly, and feel your body sync with the motion. The city feels alive, yet hushed. Windows reflect the pale morning light, casting soft patterns on the street. A stray leaf skitters across the pavement. You nudge it aside effortlessly with the tip of your board. Every detail matters, yet nothing is rushed. You are simply moving, flowing, riding through the quiet poetry of the world. You pass a small cafe, lights dim, chairs stacked neatly, and the faint aroma of coffee brewing drifts through the air. You smile slightly, enjoying the ordinary beauty of it. Life has its little pleasures, you think, and today, this ride is one of them. A car passes in the distance, but you are undisturbed. The board carries you smoothly, almost effortlessly. You lean into a gentle curve of the street, letting momentum guide you. Your thoughts drift lightly. Memories of other streets, other rides, times when skating was the purest form of meditation you knew. You remember learning tricks, falling, laughing, and the thrill of movement itself. A faint breeze picks up. You close your eyes for a brief moment, feeling the wind against your face, and imagine the city in a different way. As a canvas, with every street, corner, and alley telling its own story. Your board becomes a brush, painting motion across the quiet canvas. You are alive in this, you whisper to yourself. In every glide, in every push, in every turn. You approach a small incline, a gentle hill that leads into a quiet park. You lean forward slightly, pushing off more firmly, letting gravity take over for a few moments. The wind grows stronger against your face, tugging at your hair. Each second is electric, yet calm. The sensation of moving with the street, of trusting your body, is a meditation in itself. You spot a fallen branch on the pavement ahead. With subtle precision, you shift your weight and nudge it aside, your body fully aware of every movement. Even these small actions feel like part of a larger dance. As you roll past a park bench, you notice a pigeon flutter up, startled by your quiet presence. You smile softly, admiring the small interactions that mark a world alive yet undisturbed. The board hums beneath your feet, your muscles flowing with the rhythm of the ride. You glance down at your hands, adjusting your grip on the edges of the board for balance. It's the little things, you whisper. The tilt, the angle, the precision. It all matters. The street opens up ahead, empty, smooth, inviting. You push off again, faster this time, letting the board glide beneath you. Your mind is clear, no distractions, just motion, just presence, just the world moving beneath your feet. You remember the times when skateboarding felt like rebellion, when it was about freedom, defiance, self-expression. Yet now it is also about serenity, about connecting to your body, your breath, your environment. Every push, every glide, every turn is a quiet dialogue with the world. A faint chirp of birds rises in the distance. The sun has climbed higher, spilling light across the street. Shadows stretch long, framing the rhythm of your motion. You lean into a gentle curve, feeling the momentum carry you naturally. Your mind drifts lightly, reflecting on past journeys, past scenes, past fans who have loved your work and your quiet presence. You feel a subtle gratitude, not for fame, but for the simple joy of being alive, moving and aware. You approach a series of small ramps, perfectly spaced. You glide up the first, feeling the slight lift, the weightlessness for a fraction of a second, then down smoothly, landing softly. The second ramp arrives, and you repeat. Timing, balance, precision. Each jump is a meditation, each landing a whisper of presence. Flow. With the board. With the world. You murmur softly, each word a reminder of calm, focus, and mindfulness. The street bends again, leading you toward a small bridge overlooking a quiet canal. The water glimmers faintly in the morning light. You pause briefly at the top, letting the board roll under your feet without pressure. You lean slightly over the railing, watching the gentle movement of the water below, and feel a profound connection to the simple beauty around you. A soft voice inside your mind says, "This is freedom. This is presence. This is joy." You push off again, gliding along the street with effortless precision. The wind whips past, carrying the scent of grass, asphalt, and faint blooms from nearby gardens. Each push forward feels like a gentle affirmation. You are alive, aware, and at peace. A small dog crosses the path ahead, but you slow instinctively, your body aware of every detail, every nuance. The animal's eyes meet yours briefly, and you sense a quiet, shared understanding. Two beings acknowledging each other in the rhythm of the morning. You whisper softly, "Connection. It is everywhere if we notice it." The street bends once more, leading toward a quiet alley lined with small shops preparing for the day. You glide past, noticing every subtle detail. The faint creak of a shutter, the smell of freshly baked bread, the soft glow of early lights. Motion is stillness here. Movement is mindfulness. You practice a few small tricks, spinning gently on the board, feeling the balance, the weight, the precise movement of your body in harmony with the world. Each trick is deliberate, controlled, and meditative. No rush, no urgency, just presence. Time stretches. The city awakens slowly. People begin to appear in the distance, but your space remains calm, almost sacred. The board hums beneath your feet. A subtle music, a rhythm connecting mind and body. You pause at the end of the alley, catching your breath, feeling the gentle warmth of the morning sun on your face. You stand still on the board, arms relaxed at your sides. The street, the air, the light, the board, the motion. They all converge in a moment of quiet perfection. And now you feel it fully. You are Keanu Reeves, not just in body but in presence, awareness, and calm. You carry the quiet freedom of motion, the serenity of mindfulness, the joy of your passions. Every push of the board, every gust of wind, every subtle detail of the street belongs to you. You are grounded, alive, and free. And this freedom, this awareness, this calm is yours to carry with you into every moment that follows. You settle into a quiet corner of your home, a space that has become a sanctuary for thought and reflection. Sunlight filters softly through the tall window beside you, warming the cushions of a deep, well-worn armchair where you sink comfortably. A soft blanket rests over your legs, and a steaming cup of tea sits on a small table within reach. The room is calm, with only the gentle rustle of pages as you reach for a book, its cover familiar under your fingers. The book opens easily, and you trace the lines of text with slow, deliberate attention. Every story, every page, a quiet adventure for the mind. You think softly, allowing the words to guide your focus. Each paragraph becomes an invitation to explore ideas beyond the immediate world, to dive into perspectives and emotions that are not your own, yet feel intimately familiar. The first book is a collection of essays on human nature, morality, and the subtleties of interpersonal connection. You read with quiet intensity, absorbing insights about empathy, patience, and the small gestures that shape human lives. Your mind drifts to your own experiences on film sets, the nuanced expressions of co-actors, the subtle shifts in tone that can change a scene entirely. Life and acting mirror each other, you reflect internally. Every choice matters. Every small observation can reveal a deeper truth. You pause for a moment, letting your gaze wander to the shelves around you. The spines of books catch the sunlight, each one a small universe of thought and imagination. Some volumes are novels filled with stories of triumph, heartbreak, and adventure. Others are texts on philosophy, psychology, or the art of filmmaking. You run your fingers along the edges of the books, feeling the textures, the embossed titles, the slight roughness of aged pages. Each book holds a different rhythm, a different cadence of thought, and each invites you to step inside. A soft creak of the floor beneath you reminds you of your physical presence in the space. You glance outside the window, watching the slow movement of tree branches, the way sunlight scatters across the pavement, the distant hum of the city that feels both near and far. Everything is alive, yet here, the room remains a calm island. You return to the book, turning the page with care, savoring the tactile and auditory rhythm of the reading process. Your thoughts drift to cinema. You consider your favorite directors, actors, and moments in film that have moved you deeply. Cinema is a language of empathy, you whisper internally. Through story, we feel what others feel. Through performance, we live lives we may never encounter in reality. You reflect on moments in your own career when a subtle glance or a quiet gesture on screen conveyed more than words ever could. Acting, you realize, is about observation, patience, and complete presence. You take a small sip of tea, the warmth spreading slowly through your chest. The taste is comforting, grounding. You shift slightly in the chair, feeling the support of the cushions and the softness of the blanket against your legs. Each small sensation reminds you of being present, of being fully aware in this quiet moment. Another book calls to you, a volume on film theory. You open it and begin to read about narrative structure, visual storytelling, and the psychology of audience perception. Ideas spark in your mind about how you might approach a character differently, how small choices in movement, tone, or timing can create emotional resonance. You pause to jot a note in a small leather-bound notebook. Reflections on character motivation, moments of human vulnerability, ideas for scenes that could explore subtle aspects of human connection. The room is filled with the soft ambient noises of life, the faint ticking of a clock, the distant hum of traffic, the occasional chirp of a bird outside. Each sound blends gently with the atmosphere of reading, creating a meditative backdrop. You pause to close your eyes for a moment, letting these subtle details fill your awareness. Breath in, breath out, the quiet rhythm of being alive, of being present, of observing. Your thoughts wander to the nature of fame and public perception. You consider the contrast between the intensity of being on set, the constant scrutiny of fans and media, and these private moments of reflection and learning. There is value in quiet, you think, in pausing, in observing, in stepping back from the spectacle to understand the world and myself. Books, with their quiet presence, provide that pause, a space for growth and insight. You pick up a novel about human dilemmas and moral choices. The protagonist's journey sparks a reflection on your own life and decisions. Kindness in small acts, integrity in professional choices, patience in difficult circumstances. These principles aren't just ideals, you note internally. They are ways to navigate life, ways to act with intention, ways to connect meaningfully with others. A passage in the book resonates particularly strongly. You pause and read it twice, letting the words sink deeply. They speak to empathy, self-awareness, and the importance of observing subtleties, qualities essential in both life and acting. You whisper softly, almost as if speaking to the room itself. Acting is understanding, not performing. Cinema is connection, not just entertainment. The notebook comes into focus again. You begin to jot reflections on the ideas that resonate most. Notes about character depth, philosophical insights, creative inspiration. Each stroke of the pen feels like an extension of thought, a bridge between internal reflection and external expression. The process is calming, meditative, and immersive. You glance at the window and notice how the sunlight shifts slowly, casting long shadows across the room. Dust particles float in the beams, moving almost imperceptibly. These small, quiet details captivate your attention, reminding you that presence is in noticing the tiny, often overlooked moments. Acting, life, and creativity share this principle. Awareness transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. A subtle smile crosses your face as you return to the books. Ideas about human nature, morality, and storytelling mingle seamlessly with reflections on your craft. You think about past performances where subtle observation made a scene resonate, where empathy allowed you to inhabit a character fully, and where silence spoke louder than dialogue. Each moment is a story, each interaction an opportunity. You reflect internally. The minutes slip by unnoticed. You alternate between reading, writing, and sipping tea, each action deliberate, slow, and reflective. Your body is grounded, your mind engaged, and your heart calm. The practice of reading and learning, intertwined with reflection on life and acting, creates a gentle rhythm, a meditation that nourishes intellect and soul alike. Finally, you close the last book and set it aside carefully. You stretch slightly, letting muscles relax, and take a long, deep breath. Your mind feels expansive yet centered, full of ideas yet calm, alive yet peaceful. The quiet adventure of reading and learning has left you enriched, mindful, and connected to your own creative and intellectual flow. And now, as you reflect on these moments, you realize fully, you are Keanu Reeves, an observer, a learner, an actor, and a human being present in each moment. Each page read, every reflection made, every note written contributes to the life you carry forward. Thoughtful, aware, creative, and deeply alive. The knowledge gained here, the insight cultivated, becomes part of the art you make, the stories you tell, and the life you live, grounded in presence, curiosity, and quiet wisdom. After a busy day of work and moments in the spotlight, you retreat to a quiet corner of your home. This is your sanctuary, a place where music flows, your fingers on strings, and time seems to slow. Here, there are no cameras, no scripts, no schedules, just you, the bass guitar, and the music that lives within you. Today, you are Keanu Reeves, connecting with one of your deepest creative passions, playing the bass guitar. The room is softly lit, with shadows stretching across the walls. A single lamp casts a warm glow onto the polished wooden floor. Dust motes drift lazily in the light, visible like tiny sparks suspended in the calm air. You settle onto a low stool, the bass guitar resting comfortably against your body. Its weight is familiar, grounding, comforting. You run your fingers gently along the strings, feeling the smoothness beneath your touch. Music, you whisper softly to yourself. It speaks what words cannot. The first notes fill the quiet room, low and resonant, vibrating subtly through your chest. You close your eyes for a moment, letting the sound envelop you, each note a brushstroke painting the calm of the evening. The rhythm is slow at first, deliberate, each pluck of the string precise yet fluid. You hear the faint creak of the floor beneath you, the distant hum of the city outside, and the soft whisper of your own breath. These subtle sounds blend with the music, creating a meditative symphony. Your body relaxes naturally, shoulders easing, spine aligning, every muscle aware of the movement and vibration. Let it flow. Let it speak, you murmur internally. Your fingers glide along the fretboard, producing deeper tones that resonate through the room. You experiment with different rhythms, exploring textures, listening to the sound as it unfolds. The bass is not just an instrument, it is a voice, a companion, a reflection of your inner state. You pause briefly, plucking a single note and letting it linger. The room is still except for the soft vibration, a quiet echo of thought and feeling. You smile faintly, appreciating the simplicity of creation. Music requires patience, attention, and presence, the very qualities you cultivate in every part of your life. The bass hums beneath your fingers, and you imagine melodies from your favorite songs, some familiar, some entirely new. Each note is intentional, each rhythm a gentle conversation between your mind and the strings. You are fully immersed. Time stretches and contracts. One moment feels like hours, the next, just seconds. You glance out the window briefly, seeing the dim glow of streetlights and the quiet silhouettes of trees. The world outside moves slowly, yet here, in this corner, you move in your own rhythm. Your fingers tap and slide, creating patterns of sound that ripple through the room. Expression, communication, connection, you whisper to yourself. Music is all of these things. A gentle smile plays on your lips as you transition to a soft improvisation. The notes are free now, unstructured, flowing naturally from your fingers and intuition. Each vibration carries emotion, calmness, reflection, curiosity, joy. You lean slightly closer to the strings, feeling the subtle tension and release beneath your touch. The bass sings a low, mellow line, then shifts into a slightly higher rhythm. You add subtle variations, exploring dynamics, letting the music guide your hands. Every movement is deliberate yet relaxed, balancing control with freedom. The room seems to breathe with you, resonating with every note, every pause, every silent echo. You pause again, fingers resting lightly on the strings. The notes fade into silence, but the resonance lingers, filling the room with a quiet, reflective energy. You inhale deeply, savoring the calm. Exhale, letting tension release naturally. The bass is more than an instrument. It is a mirror. Every note reflects a moment, a feeling, a thought. You run your fingers lightly across the frets again, letting each note speak softly into the stillness. You feel gratitude for this private ritual, this creative sanctuary that is yours alone, yet somehow connected to the world beyond the walls. You imagine your fans, the people who know you from the screen, who see your work in films. You smile softly, realizing that music is a different kind of connection, quieter, subtler, yet deeply resonant. It doesn't demand attention. It invites presence. It doesn't seek applause. It seeks expression. A gentle breeze drifts through an open window, rustling the curtains slightly. You notice the movement and let it influence your playing. The rhythm changes subtly, responding to the world outside. Music becomes a dialogue, not just between you and the instrument, but between you and everything around you. Flow. Listen. Feel. You whisper internally. Your fingers move with awareness, plucking, sliding, strumming lightly, creating melodies that are soft, warm, and meditative. You lose track of time, immersed entirely in the moment, the sound and the calm. The room seems to expand as the music fills it. Shadows stretch and shift with the movement of your hands and the gentle flicker of the lamp. The bass hums, resonating in your chest, creating a gentle vibration that grounds you further in presence and awareness. You pause once more, closing your eyes fully. The bass rests in your hands, silent but alive with potential. You breathe slowly, noticing every sensation, the weight of the instrument, the touch of strings, the warmth of the room, the subtle noises outside, and then softly, you play one final sequence, a gentle, flowing melody that seems to capture the essence of the morning, the evening, the pause, and the presence. Each note is deliberate, reflective, and calm. The music fades slowly, leaving the room filled with quiet resonance. You set the bass down carefully, running your fingers along the body one last time. A soft exhale escapes you. You feel grounded, creative, and fully alive. And now you realize fully, you are Keanu Reeves. Not just a performer, not just a public figure, but a human being capable of deep reflection, creativity, and presence. The music, the quiet, the meditation, it is all part of you. Every note played, every thought felt, every breath taken is a testament to your calm, grounded, and deeply human self. You are alive. You are creative. You are present. And this quiet corner, this bass guitar, this moment of calm is a part of the life you carry forward into every day, every scene, and every interaction. The set is quiet, lit softly by overhead lights and carefully positioned lamps that create a warm, intimate glow. Cameras are rolling, capturing every subtle movement, every fleeting expression. The scene requires quiet intensity. No loud gestures, no dramatic outbursts. Just the raw, honest emotion of a private, intimate moment. You stand near the center of the set, costume perfectly in place, absorbing the atmosphere around you. Crew members move silently, adjusting lighting and sound equipment, their presence unobtrusive but essential. The director steps closer, speaking in a calm, encouraging voice. "Keanu, feel it. Let the moment speak for itself." You nod, taking a deep, steadying breath. "I am here. Every emotion counts," you whisper under your breath, grounding yourself fully in the scene. Your eyes meet your scene partners, noticing the faint tension in their shoulders, the way their fingers fidget slightly, the subtle shift of their gaze. Acting is not about performing for cameras. It is about observing, listening and responding with complete presence. Every micro-expression, every pause, every slight change in posture conveys meaning. You let yourself feel the character's internal conflict, the emotions that swirl beneath the surface, and respond organically. The cameras begin to roll. Your focus narrows entirely to the space between you and your scene partner. Dialogue is minimal, almost secondary. It is the silence, the small gestures, the fleeting looks that carry the weight of the scene. You notice the way light hits their face, the soft rise and fall of their chest, the almost imperceptible tremor in their hands. Each detail becomes a thread in the emotional tapestry of the moment. Take a breath, you remind yourself silently. Observe, feel, respond. Your body reacts naturally to the cues. A slight shift of weight, a subtle tilt of the head, a gentle exhale. These small gestures convey vulnerability, empathy, and truth. Acting, you reflect internally, is not about control. It is about presence, awareness, and allowing the moment to unfold authentically. Your scene partner delivers their line, soft and vulnerable. You respond not with words alone, but with intention. A tilt of the head, a slow blink, a soft intake of breath. The director watches closely from behind the camera, eyes focused, nodding ever so slightly in approval. You feel a quiet satisfaction, knowing the emotional truth of the scene is intact, unforced, and genuine. The room is filled with subtle ambient sounds, the hum of the lights, faint creaks of the floor, a distant murmur from the crew. These details do not distract, they anchor you further into the present. You allow yourself to fully inhabit the character's perspective, considering their motivations, desires, fears, and hidden hopes. Each choice is deliberate yet natural, each gesture imbued with intention. Time seems suspended as the scene unfolds. The cameras capture every nuance, yet your awareness is entirely inward and connected to your scene partner. You reflect on past performances, moments where subtle observation and presence created authenticity. Emotion is found in micro details, not in spectacle, you remind yourself silently. Another line is delivered, a delicate expression of vulnerability. You respond with the faintest change in posture, a gentle exhale, letting the camera capture the depth without exaggeration. Acting is meditation in motion. Every breath, every blink, every shift of weight communicates character and emotion. The director gives a quiet nod. Yes, perfect, Keanu. Subtle, honest, beautiful. You exhale, feeling a mixture of relief, focus, and quiet pride. The take is complete, but the resonance of the moment lingers, each micro-expression and nuanced gesture embedding itself in your awareness. As the crew prepares for the next setup, you step aside, reflecting on the intimacy of the performance. Acting is more than performing for others. It is observing humanity, connecting with emotion, and translating subtle truth into art. You think about why you cherish these moments. The quiet exploration of vulnerability, the shared understanding between actors, the meditative rhythm of presence and awareness. You glance at your scene partner, offering a soft nod, acknowledging the shared energy that made the scene alive. The intimacy of the moment is not just on camera. It is felt in the room, in every breath, every gesture, every heartbeat. Finally, you exhale slowly, letting the tension and focus dissolve. Each take, each subtle movement, each reflection strengthens your craft, your understanding of human emotion, and your capacity for authentic storytelling. Acting has become a practice of mindfulness, presence, and empathy, and you carry these lessons forward into every moment on set and beyond. As the scene fades into memory, you realize fully you are Keanu Reeves, an actor, an observer of life, a storyteller. Each subtle gesture, each carefully observed detail, each quiet reflection is a thread in the story you weave, both on screen and in your life. The calm intensity of this moment lingers, grounding you in presence, awareness, and the quiet power of human connection. The room is softly illuminated by a warm amber lamp on the desk. Shadows stretch gently across the walls, creating a calm, intimate atmosphere. A notebook lies open before you, its pages blank yet full of potential. You pick up a pen, feeling the smooth barrel between your fingers, the gentle weight grounding your thoughts. The quiet hum of the room invites focus, a meditation on the day and the life lived within it. You pause for a moment, letting the pen hover above the page. The soft scratching of it against paper has always been comforting, a bridge between thought and expression. Today, kindness, focus, growth, moments that matter, you whisper internally, letting these words guide the reflection that follows. Each sentence you write is deliberate, intentional, a meditation in itself. You begin by noting small details from the day. A conversation with a coworker, a smile exchanged with a stranger, a quiet moment of gratitude for the morning sunlight. Every detail matters, each one a thread weaving together the larger tapestry of life. You think about your work, your craft as an actor, the lessons learned on set, and how they extend beyond performance into understanding people, empathy, and connection. The pen moves slowly, deliberately. You write about moments that tested patience, moments that inspired joy, moments of quiet realization. Gratitude is not just a word, you reflect internally. It is awareness, noticing the small gestures, the fleeting kindness, the quiet moments that often go unseen. The rhythm of writing mirrors the rhythm of your breath, each stroke of the pen aligning with an inward exhale. Memories of past projects surface. The films you've worked on, the characters you've embodied, the emotions explored on camera. You write about the subtle challenges of conveying vulnerability, of inhabiting a character fully, and the lessons these experiences have taught you about presence and awareness. Acting is reflection, you note internally. Every role mirrors some truth, every performance a study of humanity. The room is silent except for the scratching of the pen and the soft rustle of pages. You notice the small details, the faint scent of your tea, the texture of the paper, the warmth of the lamp on your hands. These simple sensations root you in the present moment, reminding you that reflection is not only mental, but physical, a full-body awareness of being alive and attentive. You pause to look out the window. The city outside is quiet in the early evening light, shadows stretching across streets and buildings. You think about your place in the world, your role as a storyteller, and the small ways you can impact others through both action and example. Writing is your tool for clarity, a space to disentangle thought and emotion, to prioritize what truly matters. Returning to the notebook, you write about personal intentions, focusing on growth, fostering patience, nurturing kindness, and cultivating awareness. Each day is an opportunity, you reflect internally, to act with purpose, to observe with empathy, to live with calm and intention. The words flow steadily, a stream of consciousness that captures both observation and aspiration. You consider the balance between work and life, the delicate act of pursuing projects while staying grounded, of exploring emotion on screen while maintaining authenticity off it. Journaling becomes a mirror for your inner life, a method to process experiences, clarify values, and connect with what is meaningful. Reflection is preparation, you think, for tomorrow, for the next scene, for the next interaction. The pen moves across the page, documenting small victories, completing a scene with subtlety, learning something new from a coworker, finding patience in a challenging moment. You note moments of gratitude for friends, family, and the small comforts of home. Each entry is a reminder that life is composed of these subtle, interconnected moments, often unnoticed, but deeply significant. You pause to take a sip of tea, the warmth flowing through you. The aroma blends with the quiet energy of the room, the lamp casting a soft glow on the page. Writing has a rhythm, a meditative cadence that allows your mind to settle even as it explores thoughts, memories, and aspirations. Each word becomes a quiet affirmation of presence, intention, and calm. As your reflections continue, you write about personal philosophies, the importance of humility, the value of kindness, the power of observation, and the need for patience. These thoughts intertwine naturally with memories from your career, the lessons learned from acting, and the ways in which creativity is nurtured by mindfulness and calm awareness. Being present is the greatest gift, you note internally. It allows me to connect fully with life, art, and others. You consider the quiet lessons learned through discipline and focus, whether preparing for a scene, practicing martial arts, or simply observing life. The thread of mindful attention runs through every action. Journaling captures this, documenting not only experiences but insights, intentions, and gratitude. The process itself becomes a meditation, calming and centering your mind while connecting you more deeply to your values and goals. The room grows quieter as evening deepens. Shadows lengthen and the light softens even further. You continue writing, noting personal growth, moments of connection and intentions for tomorrow. Each entry becomes a gentle guide, a reminder of what matters and a reflection of the life you aim to live fully and mindfully. Finally, you set the pen down, closing the notebook with a soft exhale. You stretch lightly, feeling calm, present, and centered. The act of journaling has grounded your thoughts, clarified intentions, and reinforced gratitude. Life, work, and reflection blend seamlessly in this quiet practice, a ritual that nurtures both mind and spirit. As you sit back in the warm glow of the lamp, you reflect quietly. You are Keanu Reeves, not only an actor, but a thoughtful, present human being who observes, learns, and grows with each day. Each word written, each reflection considered, each moment of awareness becomes part of the art of living, grounding you in calm, clarity, and connection. The sun dips low on the horizon, casting a warm amber glow over the riverside trail. Gentle ripples move across the water's surface, reflecting streaks of gold and rose. You walk slowly along the path, each step deliberate, feeling the soft crunch of fallen leaves beneath your feet. The air is cool, carrying the faint scent of earth and water, a gentle reminder of the quiet, natural rhythm of life. The world moves quietly. And so do I, you think inwardly. letting the words guide your pace. There is no hurry, no destination to reach, just the simple awareness of the present moment. Each breath is intentional, drawing in the fresh air, letting it fill your lungs before exhaling slowly, releasing tension and thought alike. The path winds gently along the riverbank. Trees stretch overhead, their leaves rustling softly in a light breeze. Birds call from hidden branches, their songs blending into a subtle symphony of evening sounds. You notice the texture of the path beneath your shoes, the way light filters through the foliage, and the occasional ripple in the water as a fish breaks the surface. These small details anchor you in the now, a meditative awareness of life unfolding around you. Up ahead, a group of fans appears along the trail. Their faces light up with surprise and joy as they spot you. A few step forward hesitantly, holding out their phones. "Excuse me, can we take a picture with you?" One asks softly, eyes wide with admiration. You offer a gentle, calm smile. "Of course, come over," you reply warmly. The fans move closer, carefully positioning themselves, their excitement quiet but palpable. You pause, standing naturally, allowing them to capture the moment. The camera flashes are soft, gentle, not intrusive, as each fan carefully angles their phone. "Thank you," they whisper, showing gratitude not just for the picture but for your calm presence. You nod, your internal thought echoing quietly. These small gestures of kindness and love matter as much as anything else. A few fans ask for a short conversation, sharing how your films, music, or presence have inspired them. You listen patiently, responding softly with sincere words. "I appreciate that. It means a lot," you say quietly. There's no rush, no pressure, just a shared moment of connection. The admiration is tangible, but the scene remains peaceful, meditative, and respectful. After the photos, you continue along the path, feeling the lingering warmth of their affection. The presence of fans, so gentle and respectful, adds a subtle layer of connection to the quiet beauty of the evening. Their smiles, waves, and heartfelt words become part of the rhythm of your walk, harmonizing with the sounds of the river, the rustle of leaves, and the soft hum of nature. You pause briefly at a bend in the river, resting your hand lightly on the railing. The water glimmers with the fading light, each wave catching a different hue of the sky. You close your eyes for a moment, letting the ambient sounds anchor you further in the present. The ripple of water, the rustle of leaves, the distant calls of birds returning to nests. Even the quiet excitement of fans taking pictures now feels like part of the meditation, a gentle reminder of shared humanity. In this calm, reflective space, you consider life, creativity, and presence. Acting has taught you to notice small details, to inhabit moments fully, to connect deeply with emotion. Walking here in nature reinforces the same principles. Every ripple, every leaf, every soft smile carries its own subtle narrative. Observing and acknowledging it, you are reminded of the importance of awareness, humility, and gratitude. The sun continues its slow descent, painting the sky in deep oranges and purples. Shadows stretch long, merging with the stillness of the evening. You take a deep breath, feeling the cool air fill your lungs and the warmth of the fading sun on your face. Thoughts drift to gratitude, for quiet moments like this, for respectful fans, for the ability to observe, for the subtle beauty of life unfolding uninterrupted. Further along, a small wooden bench sits under a grove of trees. You sit briefly, noticing the texture of the wood beneath your hands, the gentle sway of branches above, and the way light flickers through the leaves. Sitting here, the river before you, you feel grounded. Each heartbeat, each breath, each subtle shift in posture becomes a meditation, a practice of being fully present in the simplicity of the world around you. The fans linger respectfully nearby, smiling and whispering softly to each other, showing quiet appreciation for the shared moment. You nod at them again, and one says gently, "We really admire you. Thank you for being so kind and present." You respond softly, "Thank you. I appreciate you all." The brief exchange carries warmth, humility, and mutual respect, enriching the calm rhythm of the walk rather than disrupting it. Your mind wanders gently, reflecting on personal philosophy and values. Kindness, awareness, patience, and focus, all qualities you strive to embody, feel more tangible here, in this quiet communion with nature and admirers alike. Life is in these small details, you think internally, and noticing them brings clarity, calm, and presence. Acting, martial arts, reflection, and even these quiet fan interactions are all forms of practicing mindfulness. A gentle breeze brushes your hair, carrying the faint scent of damp earth and wild flowers. You inhale deeply, feeling a sense of calm wash over you. Each step becomes deliberate, meditative, a rhythmic acknowledgement of life moving quietly. Just as you move quietly, the visual and tactile details, the cool air on your skin, the slight crunch beneath your shoes, the glimmer of water, anchor the mind and create a space for serenity. Along the trail, fallen leaves drift across the path, caught briefly by the wind before settling back down. You pause, observing their subtle motion, the delicate interplay of wind and gravity. These small, almost imperceptible details mirror the nuanced awareness required in your craft, in your life, and in every moment of observation and reflection. The world is full of tiny movements, you reflect internally, and noticing them brings clarity, calm, and presence. As the sun reaches the horizon, the sky deepens to shades of violet and indigo. The first stars begin to appear, faint yet resolute in the growing twilight. You slow your pace, breathing intentionally, letting the quiet settle into your mind and body. Each heartbeat is steady, each step deliberate, each breath a reminder of the rhythm of life. The fans wave one final time as you continue along the riverside, their expressions warm with genuine affection and admiration. You return their smiles, feeling the subtle joy of connection, before letting the calm evening carry you onward. The quiet, reflective walk has renewed your sense of presence, reminded you of the value of mindful observation, and reinforced the calm philosophy that guides your life both on and off screen. Finally, you pause, closing your eyes for a brief moment, letting the serenity of nature fill your awareness. The rhythm of your breath aligns with the gentle motion of the river, the rustle of leaves, and the distant calls of evening birds. This quiet meditation, walking in nature and sharing brief, kind moments with fans, has been a reminder of simplicity, mindfulness, and connection, both with the world around you and the people who show quiet love and respect. And now, reflecting on this calm, restorative walk, you realize fully, you are Keanu Reeves, present, mindful, thoughtful, and aware of the subtle, quiet beauty in every moment, each step taken, each breath observed, each detail noticed, each fan acknowledged with kindness becomes part of the life you inhabit, blending mindfulness, creativity, and the calm presence that defines both your craft and your life. The room is quiet, bathed in the soft glow of late afternoon light filtering through the blinds. A simple wooden desk holds scattered scripts, notebooks, and a steaming mug of tea. You sit comfortably in a chair, a script open before you, the pages slightly curled at the edges. The air smells faintly of paper and tea, a calming combination that signals focus without tension. You lean in slightly, reading the lines slowly, letting each word settle into your mind and body. Every line is a rhythm, every pause a heartbeat. You think inwardly. Acting is not just about reciting words. It is about inhabiting them, letting the meaning and emotion flow naturally. Here, in this private space, there is freedom to explore, to experiment, and to listen deeply to the cadence of the dialogue. The first line you speak aloud is soft, almost a whisper, testing its sound, its weight, its texture. You notice how your voice resonates, how your lips and tongue form each word, and how subtle gestures might accompany the speech. The room is silent, yet alive with the quiet hum of your attention and presence. A scene in the script depicts a moment of quiet grief. You pause, closing your eyes briefly, letting your mind wander to memories of human experience. Loss, compassion, resilience. You repeat the line, letting the emotion come gently without forcing it, noticing how it flows naturally through breath, voice, and posture. Acting, you realize, is less about performance in isolation and more about understanding the depth of human emotion and reflecting it authentically. You stretch your hands briefly, noticing the comfort of the chair, the smooth texture of the paper, and the warm light on your skin. The sensory details anchor you in the present, allowing you to focus fully on the rhythm, meaning, and subtle emotion embedded in each line. Your internal dialogue reflects this balance. Patience, presence, attention. These are the instruments of authenticity. As you continue, you experiment with pacing. A comedic line is spoken slowly at first, then with a little more playfulness. You hear the subtle humor, feel the timing, and notice how small adjustments alter the impact. Acting, you reflect, is an art of observation, watching the flow of words, the nuances of intention, and the rhythm of delivery. Here, without cameras, lights, or audience, there is freedom to practice, to refine, and to connect deeply with the material. You take a sip of tea, letting the warmth soothe both body and mind. The aroma rises, a subtle reminder of the comfort and calm that accompanies thoughtful preparation. Your eyes drift briefly to a shelf where martial arts books, film biographies, and notebooks sit neatly arranged. Each object reminds you of the broader life of a performer, the dedication, study, and curiosity that inform every role. Acting, music, martial arts, quiet reflection, all are part of the same rhythm, the same pursuit of presence and understanding. A phone chimes softly with a message from a fan, expressing appreciation for your performances. You smile gently, placing the phone aside without distraction. The acknowledgement is meaningful, but your focus remains in the room, in the lines, in the subtle rhythm of practice. You realize that the quiet moments of preparation are as important as the spotlight, shaping both craft and character in a way fans may never see directly, yet feel in the authenticity of your performances. You stand and begin pacing slowly, script in hand, practicing the more intense dialogue. Each step mirrors the rhythm of the words. Pauses are deliberate. Emphasis is measured. You notice the soft creak of the wooden floor beneath your feet, the way light shifts as you move, and how your own presence adapts to the environment. Acting is not just vocal. Your body, breath, and attention are instruments as much as your voice. In a more emotional scene, you pause, closing your eyes to feel the weight of the moment. Empathy, memory, imagination, these are the guides. You speak the line again, softer, letting it roll naturally, letting the subtle power of emotion carry it. The stillness of the room allows deep immersion without distraction. It is here, in this quiet rehearsal, that skill deepens, awareness heightens, and authenticity emerges. You flip to a new page in the script, noticing the faint smell of ink and the crisp texture of paper. The lines involve dialogue with another character, full of nuanced tension and subtle intention. You practice both roles quietly, shifting voice and expression, listening carefully to the contrasts, the pauses, the flow. The room, though empty, is full with your attention, intention, and the energy of the story. Time passes in gentle immersion. You take another sip of tea, reflecting on how these private sessions shape performance in a profound way. The quiet discipline, patience, and mindfulness here mirror lessons learned in martial arts, in music, and in observing life. You notice your posture, your breathing, and the small adjustments that enhance both comfort and focus. Preparation in these moments is as much about self-awareness as it is about memorizing lines. A particularly challenging scene requires a subtle emotional shift. You pause, closing your eyes again, feeling the inner rhythm, the pulse of life that informs every expression. The words flow more naturally now, guided by intuition and understanding. The interplay of voice, breath, gesture, and thought creates a delicate, authentic performance in miniature, a rehearsal of both craft and presence. You place the script gently on the desk and lean back, taking a moment to breathe, reflect, and appreciate the work done. Acting, you realize, is not only about the scenes filmed but about the moments of preparation, the cultivation of presence, and the mindful engagement with emotion and intention. Fans may see the final product, but it is this quiet dedication, this calm meditation with words, that brings life to the performance. Finally, you sit quietly, letting the room's soft light, the aroma of tea, and the gentle hum of focus wash over you. The internal reflection deepens. Every line is a rhythm, every pause a heartbeat, every rehearsal is a journey. These quiet hours, immersed in preparation, connect deeply to your craft, your mindfulness, and your dedication to authenticity. And now, reflecting on this calm, immersive rehearsal, you realize fully, you are Keanu Reeves, present, thoughtful, patient, and deeply connected to the craft of acting. Each line practiced, each pause observed, each emotion explored in this quiet, meditative space shapes not only your performance, but also the calm, mindful presence that defines both your life and the art you share with the world. The kitchen is quiet, warm, and comforting. Soft light spills from above, illuminating the countertops, the chopping board, and the scattered ingredients waiting to be transformed. The faint scent of fresh herbs and vegetables mixes with the lingering aroma of a cup of tea you had placed earlier. It's a simple, ordinary space, yet it feels alive with intention and calm. You move slowly, deliberately, appreciating the tactile sensations of the kitchen. Picking up a knife, you start chopping onions and carrots. Each slice is careful, rhythmic, a subtle meditation. Even small meals are meditation, nourishing body and soul, you think, letting the words settle quietly in your mind. The sound of the knife meeting the board, a gentle tap, 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 becomes a soothing rhythm, grounding you in the present. Carrots, onions, each piece has its place. You murmur softly, aloud but almost like a whisper to yourself. The colors of the vegetables, bright orange, crisp white, catch your eye. You inhale the scent, the faint sharpness of the onions, the earthy sweetness of the carrots. Every detail is noticed, every motion deliberate. Cooking, you realize, is a lot like acting. Attention, patience, and presence are everything. You move to the stove and place a pan carefully on the burner. A drop of oil hisses softly as it meets the hot surface, releasing its aroma. You stir gently, letting the vegetables sizzle and shift, their colors deepening under the heat. Patience. Every ingredient has a story, you whisper inwardly, observing the subtle changes. The way light flickers across the pan, the steam curling upward like wisps of calm. A bell chimes from your phone, softly interrupting the quiet. It's a message from a fan, sent politely and warmly. You smile, acknowledging it, but not allowing distraction to pull you from this quiet moment. Even small moments of connection matter, you think. They remind me that life is not just about being present for myself, but for others too. Returning to the chopping board, you prepare fresh herbs, their scent sharp and fragrant. You wash each leaf carefully, noticing how the water beads and drips. Every flavor matters. Balance, harmony, simplicity, you think. The act of sprinkling them over the dish becomes almost ritualistic, mindful, intentional. You stir the vegetables slowly, noting the gentle hiss and shimmer of the pan. Each movement is calm, meditative, and purposeful. As the food cooks, you glance around the kitchen, noticing the small details. A spice jar slightly ajar, a towel draped over a chair, the warm glow of light reflecting on the counter. Each element adds to the atmosphere of calm and quiet focus. Cooking, in this way, is a full sensory experience. Sight, smell, sound, and touch all converge to create a gentle rhythm, a meditative flow. A new thought drifts in your mind. Life is in these small, simple moments, you reflect. Every chop, every stir, every breath is an act of attention. You speak softly aloud, more to center yourself than to communicate. Steam rises, aromas linger, attention in every movement. The words feel grounding, reinforcing the calm presence you are cultivating. The vegetables are nearly ready, their colors rich, their textures softening. You plate them with care, arranging each piece deliberately, noticing the visual harmony of the dish. Even in simplicity there is art, you think. Even in ordinary acts, there is beauty. Just as you finish plating, there is a gentle knock at the door. You glance over and see a neighbor, a friendly face you recognize, standing with a warm smile. "Hey," they say softly. "Just wanted to say we love your work. Thought we'd check in." You smile warmly. "Thank you. I'm just finishing dinner. Please, come in for a moment if you like." They step inside quietly, observing the kitchen, the meal, the soft steam rising from the pan. You continue plating, speaking softly, your voice gentle. Even in small acts, there's rhythm, care, and intention. The neighbor nods appreciatively, and you offer a small taste. They accept gracefully, savoring the flavors. There is a quiet connection in that simple act, a shared moment of warmth and presence. Even small shared moments are meaningful. full of attention, care, and humanity, you think. Sitting down at the small kitchen table, you take your first bite slowly. The flavors are simple yet comforting. You close your eyes for a moment, feeling the textures, noticing the warmth of the food and the gentle satisfaction it brings. Attention, gratitude, presence. This is the rhythm of life, you reflect. Each bite becomes an exercise in mindfulness, each chew a quiet meditation. The meal finishes, and you begin washing the dishes. The warmth of the water, the gentle lather of soap, the repetitive motion. It all blends into a soothing rhythm. Even mundane tasks can be meditative, you think. Even washing dishes can center the mind and nourish the spirit. Each plate, spoon, and pan receives attention, care, and intention, just like the ingredients did before. Finally, the kitchen is quiet once more. Steam has faded, light softens in the room, and the aromas linger gently. You lean back in your chair, breathing slowly, appreciating the calm energy of the space. Thoughts drift inward. Life is in these moments. Quiet, intentional, full of care. Even small acts carry significance when attention and presence are applied. And now, reflecting on this calm, immersive cooking experience, you realize fully you are Keanu Reeves, present, thoughtful, mindful, and patient. Every chop, stir, and bite was more than a simple act. It was a meditation, a practice in presence, attention, and gratitude. The rhythm of cooking mirrors the rhythm of life itself, teaching calm, mindfulness, and the joy of small, meaningful moments that shape both body and soul. The warehouse set is alive with quiet energy. Overhead lights cast a soft glow across the concrete floor, reflecting slightly off-stacked crates and carefully placed props. Crew members move with purpose, camera operators adjusting angles, grips securing rigs, and costume assistants checking outfits. You stand at the edge of the set, your body relaxed but alert, fully aware of every movement and sound. Today, you will perform a choreographed stunt, one requiring both precision and mindfulness, a blend of skill and presence. The stunt coordinator approaches, clipboard in hand. "Focus, breathe, move fluidly," he says in a calm, deliberate voice. You nod, acknowledging his guidance. There's a quiet confidence in his tone that reminds you of how much preparation goes into each movement. Every leap, every roll, every punch has been rehearsed countless times. But it is the presence in the moment that makes it come alive. You take a slow breath, grounding yourself. It's not just the stunt, it's timing, attention, flow, you think. The choreography plays in your mind like a silent dance. Spins, leaps, precise strikes, and rolls that must align perfectly with both the scene and your co-actor. Muscle memory guides you, but awareness keeps you sharp. The director signals readiness, quiet on set. Rolling in 3, 2, 1. The hum of anticipation fills the space. You step forward, adjusting your stance. A prop sword rests lightly in your hand, its weight familiar. "Ready?" whispers your co-actor, mirroring your stance across the set. "Always," you reply, voice low, calm, steady. The scene begins. You move with deliberate precision, each action flowing seamlessly into the next. A leap, a roll, a sweep of the arm. The choreography is exact, yet it looks effortless. The faint sound of impact is controlled, a rhythmic punctuation of motion. Every step, every landing, every motion is intentional. Every move counts, you think. Every second matters. Mid-sequence, the stunt coordinator gives a gentle reminder. Watch your left foot. Follow the rhythm. You adjust, aligning perfectly with the motion, letting your body respond without hesitation. Each adjustment is subtle, fluid, almost invisible to anyone watching, yet it ensures safety and visual clarity. Good, Keanu. That last spin was cleaner, says the co-actor, smiling briefly. Thanks. I felt it land right, you reply, nodding. Between takes, the crew moves around the set quietly, resetting props and adjusting cameras. You take a sip of water from a bottle on a nearby table. Thanks, you say to the assistant who handed it to you. The director leans in slightly, whispering, "Let's try one more take with a slightly slower approach on the roll, so the camera captures the detail." You nod, walking through the movements in your mind. Got it. I'll focus on the flow. The cameras roll again. Your movements are precise. Jump, twist, controlled roll, and a subtle step forward. The sequence looks dynamic but smooth, almost like a dance. You notice tiny details. The tilt of your head, the angle of the sword, the shift of weight on your landing. Each element contributes to the story, each subtle motion enhancing believability and impact. Exactly like that, the stunt coordinator says softly, his satisfaction quiet but evident. Perfect timing. After the take, you step aside for a brief moment, exchanging words with your co-actor. That roll, maybe a fraction faster next time? They suggest. Agreed, you reply, running through it slowly once. Let's sync it together. The movement feels smoother the second time. You both move in perfect harmony, confident yet calm, mastering the flow without rushing. The sequence becomes more natural, almost instinctual, yet every motion is measured and controlled. Beautiful, the stunt coordinator praises, smiling. You're fully present in every movement. That's what makes it real. You nod, appreciating the quiet recognition. It's not the spectacle. It's the control, the focus, the presence. Every action carries meaning, not just for the camera but for yourself and the story being told. A visitor peeks through the set window, someone who managed to catch a glimpse of the filming. Their eyes widen as they see the choreography unfolding. You notice and give a subtle, calm nod, acknowledging them. Fans notice dedication, attention, and presence, even in moments that seem routine. The director calls for a break. You step aside, stretching briefly and talking softly with the crew. Everything looks great. The last take captured it perfectly, you comment. A grip responds, "Yeah, your timing is amazing. Makes it look effortless." You smile quietly, appreciating the teamwork that makes even complex stunts feel smooth and natural. Refreshed, you walk back into position. The cameras roll again. This time, a minor adjustment is made. A small variation in the jump to match a subtle change in lighting. You execute it perfectly, muscles responding to mind's direction. Every motion synchronized, controlled, and calm. Between takes, small conversations occur around you. "How do you stay so calm during all this?" asks a young assistant, eyes wide with curiosity. "Focus," you answer quietly. "Breathe. Think about what you're doing step by step. Don't rush, don't force it." "Even with the harder stunts?" they ask. "Especially then," you reply with a small smile. Presence is everything. The day moves forward with several more takes, each improving on the last, each minor tweak adding precision and clarity. The physical demand is high, but the calm focus keeps you grounded. Sweat beads on your forehead, your muscles respond automatically, and your mind stays alert yet relaxed. Finally, the director calls. Cut! That's it for the sequence. Relief and quiet satisfaction flow through you. You wipe your face with a towel and step back, breathing deeply. The calm energy of finishing a complex, precise action scene fills you with quiet pride. The scene, once a planned series of motions, has become alive through your focus, attention, and mastery. Sitting briefly, sipping water, you glance around the set. The crew, the co-actors, the subtle lighting, the careful placement of props, all elements align perfectly. Action is more than stunts. It's discipline, presence, and mastery of body and mind. The sun dips lower outside, casting long, soft shadows across the set. You take a final look at the scene, reflecting on the calm, precise, immersive energy that went into every motion. It's not speed, spectacle, or chaos that makes it real. It's mindfulness, control, and thoughtful presence. And now, thinking about the day, you realize fully you are Keanu Reeves, calm, precise, disciplined, and present. Every leap, roll, and strike was more than an action. It was a meditation in motion, a reflection of your dedication to craft, awareness, and focus. Each movement, though physically demanding, was grounded in mindfulness and intention, showing fans the balance of skill, calm, and mastery in both life and career. The night has settled quietly over the city. The soft hum of distant traffic drifts faintly through the open window, mingling with the occasional chirp of a night bird. Inside your apartment, the lighting is warm and gentle, casting a calm glow over the desk and scattered notebooks. A cup of tea steams beside a notebook filled with scribbles, sketches, and reminders. This is your time, quiet, focused, and entirely devoted to preparing for tomorrow's work. You sit down, brushing your fingers across the surface of the notebook, feeling the texture of the paper beneath your fingertips. A small sigh escapes, not from fatigue but from a sense of purpose. Each line you've written, each note you've taken, is a guide for tomorrow, a plan to approach the day fully aware, fully present. Every day is another chance to live a story. Fully, you think, letting the words settle in your mind. The scene you're preparing for is complex, requiring both physical precision and emotional depth. Stunts, choreography, dialogue. Each element must flow naturally. Each movement must feel alive while staying grounded in safety. You pick up a pen and begin reviewing your notes, tracing over sketches of sequences, visualizing each step. The rhythm of preparation feels meditative, almost like a dance between mind and body. A soft knock at the door interrupts your concentration. It's a neighbor bringing over a small package you'd been expecting. "Hey, I thought you might like this before tomorrow," they say, handing you the package. "Thanks. I appreciate it," you reply calmly, giving a warm smile. You place it on the desk and return to your work, feeling a quiet connection to the world outside this apartment, even in these focused moments. Opening the notebook, you review the choreography for a new stunt sequence. You sketch movements lightly, annotate timing, and add notes on emotional cues for the scene. Jump here, roll there, land softly, feel the rhythm, you murmur softly, reading aloud only enough to keep the mind engaged. Your co-actors' lines echo in your head, not rehearsed in a mechanical way, but imagined naturally as if you were already in the scene. A moment passes, and you pick up a small model of the set, adjusting tiny pieces to match what you'll encounter tomorrow. You examine sight lines, angles, and the spatial relationships of objects. Preparation isn't just about memorization. It's about understanding the environment, anticipating movement, and staying aware. You reflect. The phone buzzes quietly. A text from a team member appears. Tomorrow's camera angles are confirmed. Everything looks good. You nod silently, appreciating the efficiency and thoughtfulness of the team. Communication like this allows the work to flow smoothly, giving you confidence in approaching tomorrow's shoot with calm and focus. You take a sip of tea, letting the warmth spread through your hands and body. Steam curls upward, the faint scent of chamomile blending with the gentle aroma of the apartment. It is grounding, a small ritual that keeps your mind alert, yet relaxed. Returning to your notes, you pause on a particularly tricky moment in the stunt sequence. You visualize the motion: leap, twist, roll, land, then a subtle turn, positioning for the next beat. You whisper to yourself softly, almost like a coach. Eyes forward, balance, feel each motion. It's not talking to yourself in a forced way, just small, practical reminders to maintain focus. Minutes pass. You review dialogue for the emotional beats of the scene, how your character should react, how your eyes, posture, and movement convey the narrative without words. It's not acting in isolation. It's being aware of every detail, every subtle signal that tells the story, you think. You jot notes on expression, timing, and interaction with co-actors, keeping everything organized and clear. A soft knock again. This time it's a friend stopping by briefly. Just wanted to check in. Long day tomorrow? You smile calmly. Yes, busy, but it's manageable. Just planning things out. They nod, appreciating the quiet atmosphere of your apartment. You always seem so focused and calm. It's inspiring. Thanks, you say, sipping your tea. It's about slowing down, seeing the details, and preparing in advance. Makes everything feel easier. Once alone again, you flip through the notebook one more time, checking off notes and confirming plans. You write a short list of priorities for the morning. Review choreography, check props, stretch, focus on the mindset. It feels simple, yet intentional. A small roadmap for a successful day. The apartment is quiet now, only the faint hum of the city beyond. You stretch briefly, appreciating the feel of muscles loosening after a day of subtle movement and thought. Preparation isn't just about planning. It's about awareness, understanding, and approaching work calmly and mindfully. Each task, each note, each line of dialogue is a small step toward mastery, toward presence in every moment. Finally, you close the notebook, placing it carefully on the desk. Tea finished, you stand and take a slow walk to the window, looking out at the city lights twinkling softly in the night. Tomorrow will be another story, another chance to live fully, to be present, to perform with care. You pause, reflecting on the balance of preparation and mindfulness. Work, life, focus, calm, it's all connected. A quiet satisfaction settles over you, knowing you are ready for the day ahead. The planning, the reflection, the small moments of preparation, all these contribute to the ease and confidence you carry into tomorrow's work. And now, with the notebook closed and your mind at peace, you realize fully you are Keanu Reeves, mindful, prepared, grounded, and calm. Every note, every sketch, every small step taken tonight is part of a rhythm that allows you to approach tomorrow with clarity, focus, and presence, balancing work, life, and creativity in a way fans admire and respect. The city outside is quiet now, the distant hum of traffic softened by the night air. A gentle breeze drifts through the open window, carrying the faint scent of freshly fallen leaves and the hint of rain from earlier in the evening. Inside the apartment, warm light spills across bookshelves, photographs, and small keepsakes from sets past, a collection of memories, each one a story. You sink into your chair, feeling the soft fabric mold around you. Muscles that moved through stunts, rehearsals, and long walks today ease slowly, tension melting with each deep breath. Your hand curls around the familiar cup of chamomile tea, the warmth spreading through your fingers, up your arms, settling into your chest. Steam rises lazily, curling into the air, mingling with the quiet melody drifting from a piano track on a small speaker. The day is over, yet it feels alive. Thoughts of the day's moments flow naturally like water over smooth stones. The preparation for tomorrow's work, the moments of reflection while journaling, the small joy of cooking a simple meal, all pieces of a quiet, fulfilling rhythm. You take a sip of tea, the gentle warmth anchoring you deeper into this peaceful state. You think of past milestones, the first major set you stepped onto, the nervous excitement in your chest, the long hours learning stunts, the emotional depths explored in dramatic roles. A smile comes as you remember small victories. Executing a stunt perfectly after weeks of rehearsal, a line delivered just right, a moment on set when everyone laughed together after a long take. It is not the awards or applause, it is the craft, the dedication, the presence in each moment that matters. The soft music continues, harmonizing with the rhythm of your breathing. Your gaze drifts across the room, landing on a shelf of books, photographs, and fan letters. One letter is from a young fan, their words filled with admiration for the films you've created, the characters you've embodied. You remember meeting them, sharing a quiet smile, a handshake. It's moments like these. They stay with you. They are part of the story. A knock at the door interrupts your reflection. You rise slowly, moving with the calm grace of a man who has learned patience over decades. Your neighbor smiles, holding a small package of homemade cookies. "Evening?" they say softly. "Evening?" you reply, a warm smile touching your face. "Thanks. This is perfect for tonight." The small gestures, the gentle interactions, they all remind you that life is layered, full of subtle connections that are easy to overlook but deeply meaningful. You place the package on the counter and return to your chair, letting the world outside remain distant, soft, and unobtrusive. You let your mind drift now to the bigger picture. You revisit memories of films that challenged you, stunts that tested your focus, and scenes that demanded emotional vulnerability. You think of the people who helped you along the way, the directors, co-actors, stunt coordinators, and crew members who trusted you, laughed with you, and worked tirelessly alongside you. Each memory is infused with gratitude, a quiet acknowledgement of the human connections that underpin every success. Every choice, every effort, every moment of presence has led me here, you reflect. You lean back, closing your eyes briefly, letting your senses absorb the room. The faint creak of the chair, the gentle notes of the piano, the warmth of the tea, the soft rustle of pages from a notebook nearby. The small ordinary details ground you fully in the present. You think of your hobbies, the bass guitar waiting in the corner, the skateboard tucked away after a morning ride, the quiet hours of reading that expand your mind and calm your thoughts. Each is a thread in the tapestry of your life, a reminder that work, play, and reflection are inseparable in the pursuit of balance. A memory surfaces, a fan waiting outside a film set, shyly approaching with a camera. You remember smiling, leaning down to chat, signing an autograph, taking a picture. That small exchange lingers in your mind, more vivid than any scene filmed that day. It's not just about being seen. It's about presence, connection, and kindness, you think. The piano notes soften, blending seamlessly with the city's quiet lull. You stretch gently, feeling your body release tension, every muscle in alignment with ease. You visualize the day ahead tomorrow. The stunts, the rehearsal, the preparation, and smile quietly at the thought. There's satisfaction in readiness, in knowing that effort today creates calm and success tomorrow. Finally, you sit in stillness, letting the evening enfold you completely. You notice the gentle glow of the lamp, the faint scent of tea lingering in the air, the soft shadows dancing along the walls. And as the reflections settle, it comes clearly, calmly, and fully into your awareness. You are Keanu Reeves. You are the calm presence on set, the careful preparation before stunts, the mindful reflection during quiet moments. You are the laughter shared with co-actors, the connection with fans, the small intentional acts of care in your life. You are every step taken fully, every line delivered with heart, every decision lived with intention. And in this moment, in this gentle, meditative space, you feel the fullness of it all. The life lived fully, the balance of work and hobbies, the quiet power of reflection, the gratitude for every success, every challenge, every lesson. You sip the last of your tea, the warmth grounding you, the city outside soft and distant. The music fades slowly, leaving only quiet. You feel complete, aware, present, and alive. You are Keanu Reeves, fully immersed in your own story. The calm master of your day, the witness to your own quiet adventures. And as night deepens, peace settles in, wrapping every thought, every breath, every heartbeat in the gentle embrace of calm, readiness, and mindful presence. As the soft music drifts and the evening settles in, you feel the calm of having truly lived as Keanu Reeves. Every thought, every movement, every quiet moment, you've experienced it all as if it were your own. You've skated through empty streets, played music, reflected on life, rehearsed lines, cooked meals, and even felt the thrill of action on set. Now, imagine the stories that await you in the lives of other iconic personalities. Don't miss the chance to step fully into another extraordinary life. Subscribe to Calm Celebrity. Like, share, and comment so you can join the next immersive journey. Which celebrity's life do you want to live next? Let us know in the comments. Your choice could shape the next story, letting you live it as deeply, calmly, and fully as you just lived Keanu's. Step into these quiet adventures and let yourself explore the presence, reflection, and wonder of life through someone else's eyes.